Well, welcome to Balanced Health, the show dedicated to helping baby boomers live healthier, quality lives through a simple, balanced approach to health. Hi, I'm Shirley Rose, and this is Joe Costello. And with a whopping 70% of the 50-plus market using some type of alternative medicine, many of our viewers wanted to know more about alternative medication and when they should really go the modern route, which when we say the modern route, we mean not the alternatives.
Conventional.
Right, conventional. That's a better term probably. Well, joining us today is Dr. Walt Larimore, also known as the Family Doctor. And Dr. Larimore has appeared in interviews on NBC's The Today Show, CBS Good Morning, CNN Headline News, CNN's Anderson Cooper 360. I want to talk to you about that one. And I could go on and on. He's been on PBS and Fox News. But he's the author of several books, including Alternative Medicine, The Christian Handbook. Welcome, Dr. Walt. It's such a pleasure to have you with us.
Good to be with you guys.
We're delighted because you're going to be a part of our show ongoing.
And what a treat for me. You know, my mantra is how do we give people information that's evidence-based and trustworthy on which they can make wise decisions.
And that's what we want to do. And our whole philosophy of this show is that it's simple, balanced health. Joe likes to say you don't have to eat tree bark and sing kumbaya, you know, to be healthy. And that's what we try to do.
I noticed on the credits there for Dr. Walt, he's appeared on everything but halftime at the Super Bowl.
I know.
So when you do that, please remember me, will you?
And one other little tidbit of information, a little trivia that I have to share is that he's from Baton Rouge and I'm from New Orleans. We both went to LSU.
His wife told me that, and I said, no wonder why Shirley likes you guys so much.
They're good people.
And they're ranked #2.
There you go.
So.
All right. Well, what do you have for us today in Nutrition in the News, Joe?
Shirley, today's dose of Nutrition in the News deals with blueberries. According to researchers at Rutgers University and the U.S. Department of Agriculture, two credible sources, adding blueberries to your diet may be a natural way to prevent colon cancer.
And you know, I knew that blueberries were high in antioxidants, but I didn't know colon cancer. I mean, why colon cancer, I wonder?
Well, you know, Shirley, whenever we bring this stuff up, we want to always make it clear to people, we're not saying to go bathe in a bathtub full of blueberries, okay? Or that if you start pounding down blueberries, you're not going to get colon cancer. There is a compound in blueberries called pterostilbene, okay? This has been shown to have 50% fewer precancerous lesions after 8 weeks compared to the control group. This was done with rats. 57% is significantly less. Here's what we want to walk away from this with. It is thought that pterostilbene may prevent colon cancer by lowering lipids in your body. Okay, so what are we talking about? We're talking about a natural food, lowering the fat content in your body, probably the amount helping move along the fat that's sitting in your colon, which then becomes toxic, which then becomes weird things like, you know, cancer or various types of intestinal disorders.
And there's a lot of those.
There's a lot of those.
Aren't there, Dr. Walt, that's bad also? And
this compound and these antioxidants called anthocyanins are also found in raspberries, boysenberries, blackberries. And in general, it's good to know that berries and melons are probably the best fruits for people that really need to watch the amount of sugar that they're getting from fruit.
Really?
You know, yeah, because I mean, fruit is a natural food.
Melon was bad because it has a lot of sugar.
Watermelon does, but like you know, like honeydew and cantaloupe has less sugar in it than say things like banana or an orange, which are very concentrated in sugar. And like anything that we always talk about on the show, Dr. Larimore, is God made everything for a reason. So, you know, when we have these fanatics that say you can't have an orange, it has too much sugar, my question always back to them, then why did God create oranges, okay? Exactly. It's probably not wise to sit there and eat 4, you know? Certainly if you're a diabetic, you have to watch these kind of things if you're eating fruit. But blueberries, and Shirley, we're going to see more and more and more information on the berry family and how healthy it is. You know, it's a staple of bears, and they look pretty healthy to me.
Chubby.
It always amazes me how God gave them the dexterity with those big, huge paws to sit there and pick little berries off a tree. I mean, not a fascinating point, but an interesting one.
We talk about the Total Living Drink sometimes because that's your primary product on Kylia.com, and I'm very excited that you're going to be coming out with a berry formula, and that's, I assume, the reason that you've been really researching this and coming out with this new product, because berries are really just as good for you as the greens, or how do they compare?
Well, I think probably there's nothing greater than dark green leafy vegetables and the juice that comes from them. However, it's not the easiest thing for people to consume on a day-to-day basis, and we want to give people vehicles that they can drive for the rest of their life. So people certainly prefer things like berries, and surely after 2 years of trying to find a company that would make a product that had all organic berries, you know, including, you know, blueberries, raspberries, boysenberries, blackberries, pomegranate, which we know we're hearing a lot about pomegranate now, That took forever.
Oh, didn't I just hear that pomegranates are really, really good for prostate health?
Yes.
Yes. That's what I thought.
In addition to that, you know, the product contains things like probiotics and enzymes, and having all that be organic was quite a to-do. So it's taken 2 years, but we're just thrilled that we'll be releasing that product.
That's
in the next
awesome.
couple
Well,
of
I'm
months.
looking forward to that. Here's a question that I have. Does it have to be organic blueberries? Because, you know, again, they're a little harder to find. Is there a lot of bad stuff in the others?
Something we want our viewers to understand is you have organic and you have certified organic, okay? You can drive to some farms here in southern Illinois, and that farmer has been taking care of his farm forever. He plants his berries in the field. He gives his soil proper time between plantings for it to re-nourish itself. That's as good as organic, but he's not going through the certified organic process, okay?
For 50 years, the soil's got to be free of something like that, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't know what, it's stringent conditions.
Especially the 1990 California Food Act is the most stringent, and that's what you want to see as far as your certification process. But the other thing, what we don't want is blueberries that are grown in soil that has not been given a chance to replenish itself. So they reap the soil, they plant again immediately, okay? Not in God's design. I can take you back to the Bible and we'll see the agricultural habits of that time were different than that. There were times when the soil rested and refed itself from the earth, from rain and so on and so forth. In addition, the pesticides and the insecticides that they put in the ground to keep these plants healthy, to keep trees healthy that grow different things, when it's in the soil, the tree or the plant absorbs that, you know, through its roots, and it goes into what we ultimately eat. A lot of that stuff is really nasty. God's design was to have bugs eat other bugs. So there's natural pesticides and insecticides that they spray that are herbal-based, bitter type things that repels the insects. And then we also have bugs eating other bugs. That's what makes it organic. The other thing that makes it organic is, like we talked about, the soil being lush with nutrients. So if you don't buy organic, let's say it's a budgetary issue or an availability issue, one thing you can do is just fill the sink with water and let that soak in there for a while. You know, give it a good rinse off, and at least you'll get some of that topical stuff off of it.
What about the stuff that you buy, the vegetable wash, that's supposed to clean the insecticides and stuff away? Does that stuff work?
Well, it absolutely does work for taking the toxins off of the outside part of the fruit. Yeah, it's a good thing. But Dr. Larimore, I'd like to hear your comment on organic versus inorganic. And
well, I think you're right, Joe and Shirley. The evidence shows that it's more highly healthy to consume products that are organic. It used to be, Joe, 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, they were much more expensive. Right. Now prices and availability are going up. But you're right that for people who can't afford or can't obtain fruits and vegetables that are organic, then washing them off may be helpful both for them and their children.
It's better than Doritos.
Exactly.
You know, so I mean, we don't want people to think that if they can't get organic, this is a pointless endeavor, because it's not that way.
Should eat
Absolutely.
Another thing, is this tear still being found in any other fruits or vegetables? Do you know, either of you?
I don't, but one of the things that I always warn folks about is being real careful about when one active ingredient is identified, because when we test those active ingredients, they almost never are as effective as the whole food itself. So most nutritionists and registered dietitians will say, if you can get the whole food in, that's going to be more highly healthy
than trying to take a pill that has that in it.
And that's the way God designed it. And that's what we consistently say on this show. We alter God's design, we're going to pay the price.
That's right. Well, for more information on today's nutrition in the news, check out tln.com and click on Kylia or Balanced Health. And up next, a fever can put you out of commission for a couple of days, or it can keep your grandkids home from school. But is the fever itself bad? Stay tuned and find out. We'll be right back.